What's going on, Wastelanders? Draco Invictus here with another Fallout 4 Let's Build. We are continuing our build here at the Container Fort. Let's get over to it. And woo, man, it seems like it's been forever. After the debacle that was Mod Monday, seems like, go get that plug back in. Hope everyone's having a great day, morning, afternoon, evening, whatever the time it is where you are. I hope it's a great one. So we are here at the Container Fort, and we are continuing our crossover build. And for those of you that aren't aware, this basic Container Fort layout is from State of Decay 2. So we are rebuilding it here in Fallout 4. So we have a couple guard positions up here, and then we have another guard position over there. Got one over there with the sandbags. I think we need to put one over here. Yeah, we definitely need to put a guard post over here. Not that anything would actually be attacking us from over here, but we'll put it in anyway, right? Alright, let's get into build mode. And for those of you that may not be aware, I am using Workshop Anywhere, I think Workbench Anywhere, or something like that. It is not Conquest, it is another mod. I don't know if it's like PC and Xbox only. I don't know if it's available for PS4, but yeah. So let's come over here to defenses, guard posts. Let's put down a traditional guard post. Or what else do we have? We've already used some of the sandbag stuff over there. It's a shame that those sandbags would actually be like hanging over the edge. That wouldn't make very much sense. They'd all just fall down, wouldn't they? Well, hello there, Miss Stella. Welcome to the stream. I think we'll just go with the vanilla version. Yeah, that's the one we want to go with. Man, look how far you can sink that down in there. Nice. Alright. Oh yeah, that's perfect. How's your day going, Miss Stella? So we got our infirmary here. Why is that sitting out like that? Probably because I had it here. So I could do that wiring. So yeah, so we got us an infirmary, we got us our whole workshop area. This place is nice. Got us some gardening going on over here with water. Some more gardening over here. This door's off so I can have access to the generator. This is like our kitchen and eating area. And then if we come over... There is no quick way over there, is there? That's alright. This is our radio room, our communications array. Then over here we have a nice little bunkhouse. More guard stations up there. Man, what else do we need to do here? I think we may want to do something out here. Maybe just like some tables, just like a little hangout spot. Man, chat is really quiet this morning. Is it me? No, my mic is not muted. Oh, that's good. So let's grab some furniture, tables. Let's grab like some picnic tables. There we go. And inevitably, wow, I guess I need to turn that down. Come on. There we go. Stupid phone. There. Get that squared away. Alright, let's see here. Let's get back over here. Then maybe like there we go. Now we'll grab some chairs. They couldn't find a fourth one. They couldn't find the full matching set, so with a folding chair there. And let's also grab sweet Lord. Oh, that thing looks like brand new. Yeah. It's a Workbench. No. Now we scroll back the other way. Just decorating home plate. Alright, fair enough. Well, that should take you about another 5 minutes. Never liked home plate much. There we go. Let's do something on these walls, shall we? Of course, I'm not going to have anything other than Mirelurk Claw. It's something, right? What else we got? Mirelurk Queen Claw. That we should definitely show off. roach now. Skip the rat roach. Put some signs. Ha, lobster roll. That's funny. We just got something to break up those walls, huh? Very fiddly. All right. Fiddly's cool. All right. So now we have this big, huge area up here. We need to do something up here. I think this is pretty much the last area that we need to do anything with. So what if we turn this into like a trade depot? I mean, if we're looking at, you know, the crossover between State of Decay 2, then I think a trade depot would certainly be appropriate. So let's grab wood floors. No, not gonna snap up there. Got too much shit going on. That's alright. Do I have snapping turned off? Is that what it is? That's entirely... Yeah, look at that. Oh! So I could probably get rid of that. Nope, still... Oh, it snaps up there. Hey, dog boy. Here. Oh, still doesn't want to go there. That's alright. Hey, Reaper. Let's go wood, master plan, vanilla extensions, wood, roofs. No, still nothing. We'll just put it in ourselves, huh? Shimmer. Yep, there we go. So that's gonna be our little trade depot. Let's throw up some sort of walls. That looks nice. Alright, so we've got our little basic structure up. And let's see, let's go over to wall cuts. And figure out some of these. Floor coverings. And I want to welcome everyone that just has joined recently. We are building in Fallout 4. It is a custom location. I'm building it with workshop anywhere, something like that. Should let me put that, huh? Why wouldn't it let me put that there? Let's do this first. Let's move this out. Just put it there. And then we'll go back over to structures, wood, plywood, boards. See how high that floats. That's a pretty decent step up there. We'll call it good enough. decorations, wood flooring, floor coverings. Now did I put it out here? I did. No. All right. Now, what do we have down here? We've got tables, food and drink, and gardening. I think we want a couple more. So now begins the trek through the special tab. Alright, here we go. So, let's go with clothes shelves. Maybe that. What's we got here? Clothes vendor. We don't need that. Desk toggle. That. Got that. Garage toggle. General vendor, graves, interrogation and punishment toggle. Ooh. Living quarters, which is bookcases. They're in shelves and miscellaneous decor. Grab that. Medical toggle. Painting toggle. We already have the tables, right? Yeah, that's the ones right there. Toys, weapons, and weapons vendor. So we'll drop toys as well. Alright, so now let's turn all these on. What do we have over here? Food and drink and gardening. Alright. Back into build mode. So now that we're back into build mode, and it's getting to be dark, because I know because our lights came on. I definitely need to put a let's fix that first before we sleep. Let's drop where is our connector? It's way over here. That's why those lights aren't coming on. Yep. no, I don't want an insulator right there. That won't work out very well. Just a regular power. There we go. Now this isn't always on. And this is my timer. See, this is my clock switch right here. This comes from the Advanced Settlement Power or Electronics. One of those two. It comes from one of those mods. And basically at 6 p.m. it turns everything on, and at 6 a.m. it turns everything off. Everything that's attached to it. So my lights are on a day-night cycle. And hell, if it wasn't for the fact of just having a connector there, it would just, but we'll go ahead and lower it down. And with this tool, at step size 10, it's 3 nudges of move down. And it just gives you a little tiny spot right there. And select it, and then plate and cancel, and ta-da! It pretty much vanishes. Yeah, it's a shame that there's nothing like that on PS4, Stella. You guys, I mean, you guys have some cool tools, some of which I wish I really had on Xbox. But there's definitely some shortcomings to playing with mods on PS4. Alright, let's see here. So we got all that. I might as well hide this one, huh? Actually, I can use that as a waypoint over to here. Hello, Lost Traveler 23.
What's up, man?
What's going on, buddy? Ladies and gentlemen, it's Lost Traveler 23, one of my compatriots in the podcast that we've been working on, and trying to work on at least.
It's been a fun venture so far.
Oh, yeah.
Where are you streaming at, bro?
I'm streaming everywhere, man.
We're on YouTube, right?
Oh, yeah. YouTube, Twitch, and Mixer.
Mm-hmm.
So, let's go with a ceiling mount. No, let's go with a floor mount, because it'll carry up high enough for us. These will get the 2 blocks. And let's go to here. And then we'll put one here.
Here we go. Now I see it.
Wow, that is really loud, dude.
Sorry.
You're gonna make me mute you. Don't make me do that. Alright, so now we should have lighting up here. So since we're here, let's go ahead and get that done. So how's your day off? Oh, you went really quiet now. Alright, let's sound like you're on a Commodore 64 with that keyboard, dude. Are you playing on your Tandy? What are you doing?
You talking to me?
Yeah, of course I'm talking to you. You and your mechanical keyboard.
I muted my mic. I don't know how the heck you heard it. That's weird. That's weird, man.
I mean, I don't hear it now, but yeah, when you were like, maybe about a minute ago, you were like, click, 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 click. Alright. So we definitely got some lighting over here. Maybe throw some over here. So how's your day off going there?
Well, it's been boring so far. I've been trying to get Slater up and running, man. But it looks like his internet went out again because he's got that hurricane coming in down there. So a little in trouble on that side. But that is okay. He said he could probably stream around 6 or 7. But I know you got later live streams too.
Yeah, he needs to get his schedule dialed in.
Yeah, I agree. I agree very much so.
I did some Witcher 3 play last night on my live stream.
Oh yeah? How'd that go?
Went good. I mean, it was just, you know, a character that I'd started a few weeks ago that I was playing during my off time, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to do that instead of State of Decay 2. Have some fun with it, so. What is going on, Evodio Tovar? Toodaloo. Who says Toodaloo? That's awesome. Alright. Let's go over to shelves. Waiting for the shelves to load in. Oh yeah, see, we got all kinds of stuff here.
I think I should get like a more silent keyboard.
Dude, that's up to you. I just give you a hard time. So.
Yeah. Well, it was cool at first, and then I realized that it would probably make it more difficult for everything else. So.
So keep it for when it's just you and you're not, you know, doing other things.
Right.
Let's see here. Well, we need some food stuffs.
So you're working on that container port. Where are you basing it at?
I am actually just outside the Boston airport.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. There is, it was pretty much one of the flattest places that I could find in Fallout 4. I mean, I went around I was cruising around in my UFO for a couple hours looking for a flat spot because I didn't even want to do any foundations, but even here, as flat as it is, the ground was just too varied. It wouldn't make sense to have containers, you know, sitting on the ground, you know, with as little pitch as it was, so I ended up having to drop these floors anyway. But yeah, I'm just outside of Boston. There used to be a plane wreckage and fuselage and all kinds of crap sitting here.
Now, is this the one that you built the mod that you expanded the building range on it?
No, this is, I'm just using Workshop Anywhere. I think that's what it's called. It's not the Conquest mod that allows you to drop a certain number of, you know, locations. This is, if you notice, my happiness is at 0. There will never be settlers here. This is just a build. This is not a true settlement.
Just basically set it.
Yeah.
Basically set it to be just a simple build location.
Exactly. So.
That makes sense. Get my controller plugged in so you're not hearing clicks and everything.
Stella, this is my kind of decorating. Shelves already have crap on them. I just...
Now, are you using OC Decorator or a different one?
No, this is Workshop Decoration Pack, and it's the small one.
Okay.
And basically, I have to drop all these toggles on the ground, and then I get out of build mode, turn them on, and then it adds those items from whatever the toggle is for. Whether if it's the gardening toggle, then it adds gardening stuff into my decorations. And then when I'm done with whatever it is that I want to put down, I turn the toggle off, and it removes them out of my build menu. So.
Oh yeah, dude. I can dig that.
Lining up glasses. Ugh.
So that's my kind of building style right there, man. The small details are what matters the most to me, and everything. It just makes the whole room pop.
Yeah, and that's the part that I hate most. I wouldn't say hate. I like least. How's that?
You don't like getting crazy with it?
No, there's not a bone in my body that goes, ooh, I want to decorate today. You know?
Fair enough.
Yeah, I'm the builder. You know, I'm not the decorator.
See, I'm the decorator.
Oh, no. Stella, don't get me wrong. I think a beautifully decorated settlement is gorgeous. I love looking at them. It's just not my thing, though. Hell, I told Lois I'd move her here to the U.S. just so that she could decorate my settlements. I'd build it, and she could come in and decorate it.
That's awesome.
So. Let's see what else we got here. Makeshift shelf. I like the makeshift shelf. Let's put this here. Empty. Intimate clothing. Goes back here. Let's the door.
I am on a mission to get Curie right now.
Ah, yes.
I just started one of my profiles over.
Nice.
So, gotta go get my lady, man. My French lady.
I like Curie. Well, we've had this conversation. Hell, we have a podcast about this conversation.
Right.
All right, so there we go. Now I am going to jump down here real quick. Let's hit the bed. Well, I want to welcome all the new people to the stream. See, I got a few more numbers up in there. And just so you guys know, yes, I am, of course, streaming on YouTube. I'm also on Mixer and on Twitch. So I'm covering the big three as far as streaming locations. See, look at this place. So well decorated. And all I had to do was pick some random stuff. The problem with pre-decorated shelves is that there's a lot of polys going on. And what's going on, Richard? And so if you do too much of this, drop too many of these in your settlement, you will see a huge drop in your frame rate. So always be careful when using mods like that, because You'll be like, oh, look, I'm just decorating pre-decorated shelves, and then all of a sudden you're like 5 frames a second, you know? Like, what happened? That's what happened.
My frame rate!
Mm-hmm.
The struggle is real.
The struggle is very real. So, for those of you that are going to be playing Fallout 76 or thinking about playing Fallout 76, and you are on PC, you will now, within the next few weeks, you will have a new compatriot in Fallout 76 for on PC play, and that would be none other than Draco Invictus. So.
Nice.
No, I'm not stepping away from Xbox, but I will be playing on both PC and on Xbox for Fallout 76. So.
Yeah, man. You can bet I'll be playing on PC.
Yeah.
And PlayStation 4, because, you know, it's the way to go, bro.
No. No, sorry, dude. Sorry. I can share the PC, but no, PS4, no.
I will get you on the PlayStation 4 bandwagon
No.
one of these days.
No.
Like,
no.
it's gonna happen.
No. Considering I know PS4 players that aren't buying PS5s.
It's fair enough.
You know, because of how Sony has done that whole thing. So.
Yeah.
Just put that back into place. Just chilling out. Muggy as hell, huh? Now, Richard, where are you at again?
They say that Sony's... Ooh.
Go ahead. Chad, go ahead. Stella says she loves her PS4. Chicago. Ooh. So it's muggy in Chicago. Interesting. How hot is it in Chicago right now?
I couldn't imagine it'd be too hot.
Yeah, but it doesn't need to be hot to be muggy. If it's mid-80s up in Chicago, you know, right by the lake. Ah, yeah. See, that's where you're getting all your humidity from. When we get humidity here, it pushes up, again, it pushes up from the Gulf, you know. So, crashed again. Oh, loving that PS4, Stella? Yeah. Don't worry, they all crash. So,
out of all the years that I've owned my PlayStations, I have never once had my PlayStation crash. Ever.
See, look at that. She says, I do love my PS4, and now she says, I hate my PS4. Oh, that's hilarious, Stella.
Love it and all of its bugs.
82, but feels like 94. Yeah, that's pretty high humidity up there. I don't know what it's like outside. I haven't opened my door today.
Oh, dude, don't even worry about it.
All right, so we've got our trade depot here. Let's do a quick tour because I think we're about done here at the container fort. You're running one mod, Quappa, until you try and use the post. Yeah, that sucks. You know, Stella, though, I broke my installation of Fallout 4 on my Xbox 4 months before mods were on Xbox. So, mods are not the killer of Fallout 4, at least in my case. I've actually killed my installation a couple times. And after I finish up here at the container fort, and then I have a couple other small things that I'm going to be doing. I am doing a clean wipe. I'm deleting all my cloud saves, so I'm blowing out all my characters. I'm literally starting over from scratch. So yeah. So, Stella, let's see, what was the question? Oh, you said you do love your PS4. Oh, yeah. Okay. Let's turn off all these toggles here. And what's cool is that after you've built something with a toggle and then you get rid of the toggle, the stuff still stays in the game. It just doesn't show up in your build menu again until you turn the toggle back on. So back into build mode. So is it because you're in home plate that the post is giving you problems still? Yeah, because I know that that the ground in home plate does not want to play well with others, so. Alright, so let's sync this. 3 little nudges down. Exit out. Find the little button. There it is. Lights up. There. That's how you broke your starlight, using the post near the border, and then they couldn't get close without crap. Oh yeah, that sucks. See, and that 3 clicks down is if there. See, the button lights up just enough that you could select that power conduit again. All right, so let's close this back off. Nope. Kit. Don't stop it. There it is. Alright. So we got this one closed off. If I had that debris mod installed, I would probably use it. You know, put a few little things like around the edges and stuff like that. Make this place look a little bit more lived through, I guess. Yeah, we all killed Starlight there, Stella. Alright, so let us do a quick little tour of the place. So here we are at the container fort. Actually, let's do a little verticality here. So yeah, there were plain fuselages and all that stuff sitting here. I got rid of all that and built out this location. And this is almost identical to the container fort in State of Decay 2. There's 2 containers that I missed when I was setting down all the containers, but by that point I had already built the most of the structure for the barracks that are here, so I didn't want to take that down because I thought it looked really cool. So I decided not to put those containers back in. But the layout is exactly the same other than that. The number of containers, the way they're facing. It took me quite a bit of time to sit down with State of Decay 2 and get all that mapped out. But as far as the lore of Fallout goes, this kind of makes sense, because you may have something like this kind of a storage facility close to an airport. So putting it here just outside of the Boston airport really does kind of make sense. But anyway, let's take a look inside. This is our kitchen and our eating area. There's even a spot for them to wash dishes over there in the corner. They got themselves a nice grill over there. Everything is grilled, because everything should be grilled. Got a, you know, fish cleaning stations, a fish weighing station, because we are right on the water. And then we can either go through here or look at the garden area over here. This is our infirmary area. We've got a couple beds in here for people that are ill. Lots of meds around. Place to make more meds. This turned out to be one of my favorite spots here at the container fort. The workshop area. You've got pretty much every bench in here. including the robot workbench. But you've got a armor smith workbench. And then over here you have the armor workbench. The armor smith workbench is a mod that allows you to build armor and clothing from the game. And then, of course, the armor workbench is what we normally get. That is just a stack of... it's actually the backside of some other workbenches. I stuck it into the... yeah, see, it's a weapons workbench. Yeah, 2 weapons workbenches there. But yeah, so I put those there on the recommendation, just to have more tanks sitting over there. Hello, Mr. Strontium. And then we got a weaponsmith workbench, which works just like the armorsmith workbench in the fact that we can build different weapons from the bench. And then this is your regular weapons workbench for modifications, stuff like that. I got a power armor station. Got an ammunition workbench. And then the smaller power armor station. And then, of course, the robot workbench. So, yeah, this turned out being one of my favorite little areas. And then we also have another gardening station over there. This is our newest build, so those of you that have been around more than 10-15 minutes watched me throw this together. This is just like a trader depot. A lot of storage space in here, different things. So you've got, you know, armor bits and food bits and general stuff and more general stuff and more general stuff. Lots of stuff. More clothes. I even got some Minutemen outfits back there. And then a few books back here. So, let's come over this direction. There are several guard posts around here. And Ada. And look, I caught a dwale. Is it a dolphin whale? Or, no, it's a, what is it? A dork, that's what it is. It's a dolphin shark. So, we decided to call it a dork. Because that makes perfect sense, right? This is our communications array, which ties in with the communications center down below. Right here. More spot for storage. See, if I didn't know your decoraphobia, I would be well impressed. Yeah, exactly. You know, and it's not a phobia. I have no fear of decorating. It's just incredibly tedious, and I would much rather build something else than decorate it, you know? These barracks are the perfect example of that. All beds, nothing else. Now, normally, you know, I'd throw, like, some foot lockers or duffel bags or suitcases underneath the beds, just to make it look like someone had claimed that spot. Loathing, yes. Loathing is a much more apt description of it. And like I said, I admire those that do decorate well. The problem that I pretty much have with it is that I don't think that I decorate well. And so that bothers me. So I just don't do it. So yeah, that's our barracks. And then over here we have more guard stations. And that is the container for it. Let's take a look. Exactly, Stella. That's the big reason why I'm wanting Fallout 76, is so that someone else can decorate for me. I'll do the building, they can do the decorating.
I'd be down.
I have to put that door back on. I had to remove it because I was doing some mass select, so I had to come out here to do all of that. Oh, Phoenix is an incredible decorator. I know probably 8 to 10 incredible decorators. So yeah, the container for it. lots of space for if people were to move in and put down their own things, then they could certainly do that. But yeah.
You know, it's an interesting thing to think about. What Stella said, when we do 76 and get somebody else to decorate and everything. The question is, will we be able to interact with each other's settlements when it comes to decoration style?
Well, based on, I think it was at Gamescom. And anyway, there is going to be certain areas that are going to be like mega settlements. They're designed for team members or multiple people to build at the same location.
Right.
And
that'll be interesting.
Yeah, and I remember from other interviews too, they said, you know, you can help your buddy build up their base. So how that mechanic is going to work is definitely something that we're going to have to keep an eye on and figure out. But it'll definitely be cool. Yeah, I think co-op building is going to be pretty awesome.
Oh, I'm very excited for 76 building. I think it's going to be a really cool change and everything to the entire Fallout style of building. I think it'll be really sweet.
So yeah, there we are, ladies and gents, boys and girls, Wasteland survivors of all ages. The container fort. I like it.
I think it looks pretty sweet. It looks like a really awesome kind of bunker style and everything.
Oh yeah.
When it comes down to it.
Well, I remember when I was watching early footage of State of Decay 2 before the game actually came out, and they showed the container fort, and of course it's smaller in the game. Their containers are actually smaller in the game. Right. In State of Decay 2. So the whole footprint is a little bit tighter in State of Decay 2. But I love the idea of the container fort. I was like, now I've seen people do like container settlements where like everything is in a container and it's like you move from one container to the next. But I had not seen anyone use containers like this in a Fallout 4 build. And as basically just building blocks that you're not necessarily in but on.
Right.
And so Stella says, however, without going into build mode, we can place smaller items, decorating shelves and cabinets, and you can fix it in build mode. Yeah, like we do now. You know, you drop something on the ground or you try and place something on a shelf. It'd be cool if you could mark it static once you went into build mode. It's interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how Fallout 4 mods changed Fallout 76 building. What are they going to include in 76 that we had to get mods for to work in Fallout 4? Like making items static. Is that going to be something that we can just do in Fallout 76? That would be quite cool. And will the size duplication glitch, or the settlement size reduction glitch, will that still work? I don't see why it wouldn't unless they change the mechanics of how something reduces the size bar when you scrap or store it. But I imagine they probably took a good hard look at how to actually fix that part. Simply because, I mean, there was nothing here, right? I got rid of the fuselages and stuff like that. But let's look at Starlight. You know, we've all built at Starlight. We've all crushed Starlight. At least some of us have. Now imagine 24 of us all building at Starlight Drive-In, all building like we build. You could crush a server, I think. If you had 24 people building massive things in the same general vicinity. Even though the map's that much bigger and they've worked on rendering better and stuff like that. Yeah, we could break a server, I'm thinking.
Probably.
So, wonder which YouTubers or Bethesda's... Ah, that's a great question. You know, or if it's not, who knows? It could be certain employees of Bethesda. You know, programmers. You know, whatever. Maybe each of them have their own different YouTubers that they enjoy. But the real question is does Todd Howard watch YouTube videos? I know he's not on Twitter or anything like that, but does Todd Howard? I'm sure Pete does. I'm sure Pete's watching YouTube. I don't know if Todd is, though. Strontium, but you bitch at everything, man. Alright, so we got this done. Oh, container forts all done. Cool. It's obvious they've watched builders online, otherwise they wouldn't have been disrupted. Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Well, and again, it could be a, hey, we need to watch this guy, or watch this video, or do something like that. I can tell you it's probably not me. And I have no firm reasoning for that. It's just, I imagine it's the larger channels that they're paying attention to. But I could be totally wrong on that, so let's put this door back. There. No, as much as it pains me to say it, Stella, it would probably be closer to no respawns than me or Sar. So. And it would be Ranger Dave, aka Evil Viking. What's up, CS? It's going well. Just wrapping up here at the container fort. And I think, I'm trying to think which character I built it at. I don't know, let's, no, I did not build it with this character. How are you doing? Well, I appreciate the subscribe. That's cool, Strontium. But I have no settlers. It would kind of suck to cause an attack when there's no one here. I don't even have any turrets up. Good. Yeah, but I have no defenses up, is my point. I mean, I have guard posts, but yeah, that's it. I'm glad to finally get this done, though. Yep. All right, so let's take a quick look at the mods that I'm running. Some of which I will not be running as soon as when I do my wipe, because I need to thin out my mod list. Of course, running the unofficial Fallout 4 patch. I will always run the unofficial Fallout 4 patch. Many people say that if they only could run one mod, that would be the mod that they ran. The armor and weapon keyword community. This is a requirement to use the to get the armor workbench, the weapons workbench, and all that stuff. And this also, it creates a standardized framework for armor and cosmetic keywords for mod authors to prevent conflicts. It also allows, there are several mods out there that give you additional outfits and stuff like that that require this mod. Of course, the master plan by Ethrion. This guy's got so much stuff going on. Vanilla extensions, Port Royal, Cabin in the Woods. Those are 3 that I run with always. And box houses, which is where I got all the containers. So you need the master plan. But he has, if you just wanted vanilla extensions, I believe he does have a non-master plan version of each of his mods. So if you only wanted one of them. Yeah, I like Bob's Iguana Diner too. But I'm not currently running it. I did look at it a while ago. So a BS Defense. This one is compatible with the unofficial Fallout 4 patch. And this actually changes the way your settlements defend. It does take into account, so if you have more defense and population, then you have food and water, pretty much guaranteed to win. And so it fixes the settlement defense so that it actually makes sense. Pathing and stuff like that, your walls matter. So Visible Galaxy 4K, I have it installed. It's not currently running right now, but it is a beautiful nighttime. If you guys haven't seen that, the problem is when I get my builds bigger, I really have to turn that off because it's essentially a 4K texture of the sky. And of course, more texture means more shit can crash. So Pip-Boy effects disabled. Gets rid of the screen shutter and all the things, just again to increase frame rates. A settlement menu manager, because I am notorious for turning off a mod, deleting a mod in the middle of a build, and that mod screws up my build menu. The settlement menu manager fixes that for me. Of course, Castle in the Sky from Ethrion. This is the one I primarily used at the Evolution Challenge. So for any of you that are familiar with that, that gives you all of your castle walls. Be careful when using this mod. It will totally decimate your frame rate. And then Gruffid's signs and posters, don't have it running right now. I probably will not reinstall that. It's a great mod, but God, it makes the load time for build menu incredibly long. Border junk, I use this at Finch Farm. That's how I got the fences that have the cars stacked up with them and stuff like that. Vanilla extensions, we already talked about. Everything in vanilla extensions is found in the game. That's why it's vanilla extensions. So I imagine that would be available on PS4, because I don't think that there's an external script for that, but I don't know. Don't hold me to that. This is my patch for the vanilla extensions. I made that patch because in vanilla extensions, they made the conduits expand to, I think, 8 floor lengths instead of the normal 2. But when you're trying to localize your power, dropping one conduit that lights up 8 squares in every direction won't allow you to localize any power anywhere. So I made this patch, and all it does is fixes the the conduits back to the vanilla state in vanilla extensions. So, Port Royal fix. This was when he went over to the master plan. There was a big, huge problem, and so I have that. G2M. This is a wonderful, wonderful build. There's lots of unique pieces in G2M, from shelving units to walls to all kinds of stuff. So check that out. A Cabin in the Woods. Already talked about that a little bit with the master plan. Settlement markers, which doesn't seem to be working right now. This gives you little mats that you can put down so that your settlers will do random crap. You know, hammer on the walls. You can assign them to mats and stuff like that. Better cooking stations just makes the cooking stations look like someone's actually using them. So it puts the little meat hanging from them and stuff like that. New animations. There's a new craftable cooking spit with an FEV hound roasting on it. Crimson Riders, unique furniture, another great building mod. Signs of the Times, which I'm not running because you have to have the signs and posters running to make that work. So, Sandbag Fortifications is awesome. You got all kinds of trenches, sandbag covers, dragon's teeth, barbed wire fences, and barricades. In addition to some new guard posts. There we go. This is the Sexy mod, or the Settlement Supplies Expanded from Etherion. There is literally thousands of pieces in this mod, and he has it spread out all over the place. Also has the Quantitas. Yes, very good point, Stronium. Box houses, born out of the need for small spaces, desire to cut, and many tired hours present you box houses. Basically, this gives you containers and rail cars. And so I use this mod specifically to build the container for it here. Manufacturing Extended. I love factories. I will be doing a mini series on a factory build. I imagine it'll probably be 5-6 episodes. It could be longer. Everything from, looking at what we're going to need, to the layout, to running conduit, to doing all of that. And you don't need the manufacturing mods for that, but there's stuff in the manufacturing extended. You get a component extractor, an object extractor, a recycler. There's a bunch of stuff in here that different intersections and stuff like that should have been in the base game. It's one of those. The auto butcher is hilarious. You just throw a body in there and it breaks it down into the meat and the bone and leather and all the other resources that a body might provide you. So if you are interested in manufacturing and have access, I doubt that these are on PS4. But
yeah, they're not.
Yeah. So, but yeah, if you are interested in manufacturing and are kind of bummed at the lack of variety, there's the right word, with the DLC, then check out this. And conveyor belt barriers is another great one. So crap stops falling off the conveyor belts. And splitters, and you'll see several things in here for manufacturing because it's something that I really enjoy. Stackable brick walls and foundations. This is a great little mod, and basically it just retextures, or it takes textures from the game and applies them to the foundations and walls and stuff like that. There are 53 foundations and 15 walls with textures from the vanilla game. So all the assets are already there. Commonwealth Livestock. It allows you to craft Brahmin radstags, mirelurks, mole rats, rad chickens, and rad rapids. And they provide food. They cost caps to build. So yeah, essentially you would be buying them instead of building them. But sure, whatever. Converging conveyors, more factory stuff. High-speed conveyor lifts. Curved conveyors, which I think is awesome. Warehouse clutter. Again, because my disdain for, or loathing, as Stella put it, for true decorating. Warehouse Clutter allows me to decorate without having to decorate. And all kinds of different pallets and barrels and crates and all kinds of good stuff. So, snappable junk fences, that's a given. Working table lamps, I have like, 30 some odd lamps, including the 7 special lamps. And there's 14 of them because there's 7 special lamps with lampshades and then 7 without. So, Grounded. Many of you are familiar with Grounded. I don't need to go into that a whole lot. It gives you landscape foundations, floors, balcony quarter floors, with all vanilla landscape textures, including blasted forest, Commonwealth, coastal, glowing sea, northern foothills, marsh, riverbeds, and pre-war. So, yeah, if you wanted something to make it look like you were building on ground cover instead of on a concrete foundation, Grounded is the way to go there. Electronics. Again, I'm trying to get better at electronics in the game. I'm trying to get better at wiring and dominant fields, passive fields. You know, Nacho is the king of that, and right next to him, I will call him the co-king, would have to be Nasty Bones 3D. Those two guys alone make me weep at my lack of knowledge when it comes to the electrical systems in this game. Those guys are awesome, and they are both YouTubers. Check them out. Nacho Bidness and Nasty Bones, and that's Bones, B-O-N-Z 3D. Check out some of their electrical videos. It makes you really realize how little you know. Workshop Decorations Pack, that's the one I was talking about earlier with the toggles. They also do have a full version. It's about 80 to 90 megabytes, I think. And it just preloads everything, excuse me, into your menus. This allows me to toggle stuff on and off so that my build menus aren't way overloaded. The weapon rack bracket, I have this installed. I used it for the Evolution Challenge, and I have not used it since. I think that it's a great mod, but I think that it is also a frame rate killer, so be careful with that. Advanced Settlement Power, this gives us all kinds of... This mod gave us logic gates before Bethesda gave us logic gates. So... this gives me triangle pieces. I use this in the Evolution Challenge as well. Floor pieces, wall pieces that snap to them, ceiling pieces. So that's pretty cool. Plywood, use it all the time. Plug holes in walls. Also put plywood down on the ground, which you can actually see in the background on top of some of the wood pieces on top of the containers. Post supports and beams. These are all located in game, I think. Yeah, I think every single one of these beams and supports are vanilla assets, but again, stuff that we should have had, but I understand why we don't. So, Busy Settler rugs. This works. This is a standalone, but it doesn't have... It's like, you know, have them look like they're looking at a clipboard versus look like they're dancing. So that's why I have both of the settler rug mods running. Concrete walls. This is a very small mod from Ethereon. Gives us half and quarter concrete walls. He does a lot of request stuff, so that's pretty cool. Auto closing doors and gates. Love it. But this actually generates new doors and gates with the AC tag on them for auto close, versus Rainier's Close That Door mod, which is totally different. The problem with Rainier's Close That Door mod is that Rainier's mod does not work with any doors that come from a mod. It only works with vanilla doors. And so that's why I run both of those. So if I'm putting a vanilla door somewhere, I know it will automatically close anyway. And the auto closing doors and gates will take care of everything else. Concrete warehouse. Basically, this just retextures the warehouse walls in the warehouse tab and swaps out the sheet metal for concrete and wood for steel. So instead of having the thick concrete walls from the concrete section, it gives you the thinner walls with the concrete look. Cloth-covered awnings, use that here at the container fort. All kinds of awnings in there. This is my bed. This is for those of you that build large or build settlements where you make your own space, so you don't find a settler sleeping in your bed. And there are actually most of the beds that are in the vanilla game also now have duplicates, and the bed is marked as, cot mine, and then that means that it will not count for your bed count, and no settler will ever sleep in it. Clean warehouses gives us some clean warehouse walls. It's pretty straightforward. Auto sell everything. This is for the builder that doesn't want to run away all the time. 70% of full retail value for anything that you place inside of it. And it's just an easy way to sell off a bunch of stuff without having to worry about, oh no, look, this vendor ran out of caps. Now I have to come over here and sell stuff to this vendor. You can just drop everything in there and it just sells by itself. Movable workbenches. This is not the Workbench Anywhere mod. This allows you to move any workbench in any settlement. So I could go to Sanctuary, pick up the workbench there, and put it somewhere else. Within Sanctuary, of course. But this is great for... well, I used it at Finch Farm. Instead of having the workbench right next to the Finch home, I moved it and put it inside the warehouse. So that's what that's for. Better Stores, I think this thing is broken. Or it's just my game is that broken that it's not working correctly. Because I'm not seeing half the stuff that should be in this mod. Pocket vehicles, that's how I use the UFO to fly around. This is a lot of fun if you're building vertically. Because you can actually get into build mode in the UFO. The one thing you cannot do from inside the UFO or any of the vehicles is pull up your Pip-Boy. So make sure you're in build mode first, or get into the UFO and then get into build mode, but do not open your Pip-Boy. It could cause your game to crash. NPCs are not cartoons. This just changes up some of the looks of the NPCs. Sturgis, Maxim, Kellogg, Pickman, Mayor McDonough, Skinny Malone, Honest Dan. So yeah, it just cleans up some of the NPCs so they don't look so cartoonish. Hence the name. This, I don't know where this mod went. This was quiet, the Vault-Tec rep in Sheffield. Notice there's no description, there's no tag or icon. So obviously the mod creator has taken it down, or Bethesda took it down for some weird reason. So that's one of the ones I'm going to lose and won't be able to get back. So I'm kind of bummed about that. Nitrous performance tweaks. This is the complete pack. It disables God Rays, disables lens flares, reduces grass density to medium. And it works in... let's see here. Yep, this is the all-in-one, so it includes Far Harbor and Nuka World. And reducing or disabling God Rays and lens flares just helps with frame rates. So since, we're building a lot, I always run this performance tweak. This is my reduced grass density full. It's not mine. I shouldn't say mine. But this reduced the grass to medium. This gets rid of all the grass on the ground. The main reason I had that was so that when I was running the winter mod, it looked like all the grass was gone. So, and that I'm sure Strontium is jumping up down going, yes! I knew there's a reason why I love that Draco guy. No grass. None. Finch Farm and Grey Garden overpasses. This fixes the overpasses so that they are... Actually, this doesn't do the nav mesh. This puts a lift up to the top of the overpass at Grey Garden and at Finch Farm. This one, the Finch Farm overpass, actually fixes the nav mesh on the overpass at Finch Farm and does put up the scaffolding so there's a way for them to get up there. Yeah, that's another reason why anything I can do to save frame rate, Strontium. And then I destroy frame rate by running Panda's infinite budget. This essentially makes the build bar so that it never fills. I never hit a cap, and that gets me into a lot of trouble because I don't know when I've overbuilt. There's Rainier's Close That Door mod. I already talked about that. All Settlements Extended. This is one that I will not be going back to because, as many of you know, I am doing a mod series live stream where I am tweaking each and every settlement in the Commonwealth. And so I will not be going back to All Settlements Extended. But it is a fun mod. Another reason I say there are too many trees. Yeah, I hear you, Stronium. But yeah, All Settlements Extended. Great mod if you like to build big. But I haven't run into any real issues with it. But it's one I won't be going back to. Disable Workshop Timeout I probably will use. This allows you to move outside the build area while in build mode, and you don't get kicked out of build mode. Now, you can't build outside of your build area, but it allows you to, if you're putting walls up, for instance, you can go around the outside, see what it looks like on the outside without being kicked out of the build. And you can see it's incredibly small. It is 274 bytes. It's not even a kilobyte of information. Valdesil's item sorting, just because the sorting options in your Pip-Boy suck. So, a Tattooed Player. This is male and female. I've been running this mod forever. I will probably be running this mod. This is from Eleonora. The tattoos are beautiful, both on the male and the female. And it's like, it gives you sleeves, essentially. Tattooed sleeves. And then ponytail hairstyles. Gorgeous Vault Girl, which is just a preset. And then settlement management software. You guys are pretty much all familiar. You can see details for every single settler, what they're working on. You know, if they're not assigned to anything, you can assign them. All right from the terminal. It's pretty cool. Faster terminal displays. This is a must-have. And this isn't just for terminals. This is for your Pip-Boy as well. Lightning fast response times now on terminals. Armorsmith Extended. This is actually where I get the Armorsmith Workbench. And then, of course, UCO from Andrew CX. That's the base game, and then the Season Pass add-on that I'm running. And then for the Evolution Challenge, I did the Minutemen Relooked. It puts them in blue outfits versus the tan outfits from Vanilla. And then Rearmed, it allows them to carry a wider variety of weapons more than just... combat rifles, and some of them still carried the laser muskets, but it makes them feel more like, you know, you bring what you brought kind of a thing. So what's up, Scump? All right, Clothing of the Commonwealth. This is a great mod. It's pretty big at 48 meg, but it puts new outfits on all NPCs. I mean, it doesn't have to change them all, but on some of them it does. At the Finch Farm, you saw that Abraham Finch was wearing a ratted out a vault suit that was like shorts and stuff like that, so that was pretty funny. Crimson Riders accessories, I won't be going back to that. The accessories were cool, but I don't need it. This is one that I'm going to miss. This is Crimson Rider's Tomb Raider. I may have to send him a message and say, dude, I want that mod. I won't publish it, but I want it for me. Because I love the Tomb Raider outfits. Matter of fact, I will show you on the character I'm running right now that outfit. It's awesome. Outfit Switcher is fun, especially for builders, because you can essentially assign presets. Okay, everything that I'm wearing, you know, set it as a preset. And then all my armored stuff, set it as a preset. And then you can just hotkey your presets, and it'll swap out your entire outfit in one button push. So you don't have to go, oh man, I forgot to put my armor back on after I was building, or I need to trade stuff, so I want to put on all my charisma stuff, so my charisma goes up, so I have better sell rates. Outfit Switcher is a great mod to do that. This is just Eden Meadows. I've never actually built at Eden Meadows Cinema in Far Harbor, but I've had this mod installed forever. I will probably run it again, because I think it'd be fun to build at the drive-in there in Far Harbor. Hangman's Alley revamp, they took this down. But since I'm going to be looking at Hangman's Alley here in a couple weeks, I won't need it. Red Rocket Settlement by Draco, that is mine. And if you haven't seen that, then you need to go check that out. Boston Airport is mine. County Crossing is mine. Fairline Hill Settlement is mine as well. So these are all settlement mods that I built. Museum of Freedom, this is the mod that will never see the light of day. Publicly. Sorry, guys. I cannot post it on PS4 because of I had to do a recombine, which is something you normally don't have to do on interior cells. But the Museum of Freedom, there's actually a couple interior cells that act up that way. Museum of Freedom is one of them, and it creates an external file, which is not allowed on PS4. So I will not launch this publicly, but I will be doing a build series on it because I want to build inside the Museum of Freedom. I did turn it into hey Brian, what's going on? I did turn it into a full settlement. Settlement happiness all works. Settlers show up. I don't know where I'm going to put a radio beacon inside the settlement, but it is what it is. A MacGyver's weapon dismantle. This is why does it cost resources to put no scope on a gun? So this reintroduces the repairing weapons. And it's a cool little mod. I enjoy it. I'm good, Brian. How are you? Automatic boring perks. I have this one running because this is my build through character, not a playthrough character. But every time you level up, it gives you the boring perks. So if it's available, yeah, it's armor, basher, big leagues, blacksmith, commando, demolition expert, gun nut, gunslinger, heavy gunner, iron fist, local leader, rifleman, and science. I do hate grass. I do hate grass. So basically, if let's say you hit level 12 and rank 2 of Basher opens, then you would automatically get rank 2 of Basher, even though you may not even be using Basher. It just assigns you the boring perks that no one. So you can use your free perks or the perks that you gain each level to really customize your character. I don't know that I'll be running it again, but it was kind of fun to see how it worked. Easy mini games for those of you that have been playing this game for almost 3 years, like myself, and you're tired of picking locks and picking the right phrase in a terminal to get it unlocked. Easy mini games is the way to go. It does not allow you to unlock anything that you wouldn't normally be able to unlock with your perks. So if you don't have master level locksmith, then you can't, this won't allow you to open a master level lock. But if you did, it would just make it really easy to unlock it. So it's a gateway hatred. Push away companions, because we all know that companions get in our way, and sometimes you get stuck somewhere, like in a doorway or something like that, because they won't get out of the way. This just allows you to kind of throw them around like a rag doll. It's fun, trust me. Autosave Manager, well, because I suck at saving. Fast start new game. The number of characters that I've created, this is, you can literally go from first initial, War Never Changes video, to being in the Commonwealth in less than 2 minutes. If you didn't spend any time changing your preset character. Fast reunions allows you to complete Jewel of the Commonwealth, Story of the Century, Unlikely Valentine, Getting a Clue, and reunions, and it activates the reunions quest. So basically, you can get to Kellogg like almost instantaneously. Again, I was using that for a character that it was one of my other build characters actually. So yeah, fast reunions. What's your name? So everyone's not named Settler. This will actually assign them a name, but you have to go up and ask them what their name is. And then they will get a name. Let it flow through you. Nice. Scrapper, Crunch Your Junk. There's a couple different mods that work just like this one. And basically, it allows you. It opens up an inventory or like a trade screen, and any junk stuff that you put in there scraps it down to the core components. Companion weapon auto upgrade. Why this wasn't part of the base game, I don't know. Why is it then if I find, let's go with Valentine, okay? His gun never gets better throughout the entire game. Now, you can give him a better gun, but then he doesn't have unlimited ammo. This fixes that. This upgrades their gun based on your gun nut level, which is pretty cool. Better manufacturing. Again, I said there were a bunch of manufacturing mods in here. Better manufacturing. It really closes the gaps. It gives you weapon, armor, and mod, scrapping machines, new builders for chems, drugs, armor, and just tweaks to the hoppers and conveyors. A cheat terminal. Two main reasons I use cheat terminal is daytime, nighttime for build, and resources for build through character. Play through characters, I work at it. Build through characters, hell no. I'm not running around collecting resources. Build anywhere. This is what allowed me to build my container fort here just outside of the airport. Great mod. I have not run into any issues with this. Scrap that Commonwealth base game. Scrap that Commonwealth for Vault Tech, Nuka World, and Automatron, and Far Harbor. And basically, it doesn't allow you to just run through the Commonwealth scrapping stuff. But if you're running Build Anywhere, you can drop a workbench. It creates a buildable area. Then you can use Scrap That Commonwealth to scrap things that aren't in normal build in scrap lists. Because maybe it's something that isn't in any settlement. And so Scrap That Settlement then allows you to scrap all that stuff. Use cheat terminal to slow time. Yeah, you have to be careful with that, Stronium, because I found that settlers don't show up as often when you start manipulating the time. But I typically do 1 minute to 5 minutes, because the normal game, for those of you that don't know, every 1 minute of real world time, your time, is 20 minutes in the game. And so I slow time down so that every 1 minute in game is 5 minutes in, or 1 minute real world is 5 minutes in game. And Stronium says that he uses a 1-to-1. So that would definitely give you a lot more time to build during the daylight hours. Hey, Annie.
Good to know.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I mean, you can get a lot of building done when you're doing a 1-to-1 time. But I have noticed that I think that it is one of the reasons why settlers don't show up as often, because you're screwing with the game clock. But once you set it back to default, within a couple game days, it kind of fixes itself and settlers will start to show back up again. So STS is Scrap That Settlement. This gives you more scrapping options. And then the STS Extras allows you to scrap bodies, skeletons, all that stuff. Steve! It's Silo Steve. Haven't seen Steve in a live stream in forever, brother. Welcome. Yeah, damn it, Stronny, you're taking all my tricks, man. All right, so English full dialogue. This fixes the dialogue wheel that we ended up getting for Fallout 4 and returns it back to something. And you know what you're going to say instead of just humorous or sarcastic. I've been running this mod so long. When I run unmodded, I was like, oh shit, that's what the dialogue looks like. I totally forgot. Only clear weather. That's a builder's best friend right there. Place anywhere. You guys have seen me use that so many times it's not even funny. Sanctuary River Reclamation. I'm going to have to tweak this mod. Or, I don't know, I'm going to have to do something. Because using extended settlement borders is how the Sanctuary River Reclamation mod really works. Because because I got rid of the bridge, and you can't replace the bridge unless the settlement border is extended. So you definitely need something that extends settlement borders if you wanted to use the Sanctuary River Reclamation. Hey, Naomi. Youth of the Commonwealth. This adds teenagers so younger adults into the game as settlers. And we have Mew. I'm going to call you Mew. How's that? Streamer's best friend. Yes, this turns off every radio. Not jukebox, every radio in the game. It doesn't disable them, it just sets them to an off position. So as you're walking through Diamond City or any settlement that has a radio, they're in the off position because most of the radios are playing copyrighted music. So that's why it's the streamer's best friend. So you don't get a copyright strike on your live stream because you happen to walk into Diamond City as they were playing some copyrighted song. Tavington Boathouse Settlement. This is also one of the ones that I created for my Mod Mondays. Sunshine Tidings, Murkwater Construction, and Greentop Nursery. And there's one yet to add to that, which was the one that we started with last week, but we couldn't finish because my Elgato was being a total prick. And so that one will be added soon. And then I will probably do an all-in-one after I get all these settlements done. So that is my complete mod list there. Yes, they act as adults, Brian. Do I have any bunker house? Can I say sneaky? Yeah, I sure can. Sneaky with a long S. How's that? I don't understand the question, Mew. And let's see. Interesting. Good to know, Silo. The fallen tree on the left of the house. Yeah, see, I didn't add a bunch of stuff to the scrap list at Greentop, so that's entirely possible. If they weren't scrappable in vanilla, then they probably wouldn't be scrappable in my mod. But yeah, this is one of the Tomb Raider outfits that you can get from that mod. And it just, you can add the rope belt and the journal and all that stuff, so. Which mod? The outfit mod? That is the Tomb Raider by Crimson Rider, but he had to take it down because of copyright issues. Oh, this settlement? This is not a mod. I built this. Liberty Prime, nice. But yeah, the Tomb Raider outfit, I definitely want to message him and say, dude, send me that file. No, I'm not going to say that sneaky. How's that? I built this just outside of the Boston airport. There we go. See, there's the Boston airport. I used the Workshop Anywhere and dropped it in this location. Got rid of... there were some plain fuselages here. And... hey, Helene. Oh, I'm sure they are, Sneaky. It's alright. So then I ended up setting my my workbench there. But yeah, this is just outside Boston. Yeah, this is actually several different mods all working together. Bully you. Come to my channel asking me to say your name weird. Which is, generally I don't do anyway. Because that typically means that someone has some ulterior motive. So. Yeah. That's not bullying. considering you came to me. So, anyway, back to the conversation at hand. I know you are. It's okay, Sneaky. See, and the thing is, Sneaky, is if you had not asked me to do it, I probably would have at some point. There's the kicker. So think about that, huh? Have a great day, man. Yep, got to get off that top chat. Got to get into the all chat there, Brian. Yeah. So, anyone have any questions? Do you have any questions? Turn this on. There we go. Oh, man. Kept you up till 5 a.m. You gotta be careful with that, Brian. Because it wasn't 5 a.m. for him. Yeah, he did 2 different streams last night, didn't he? And I didn't see you at all. Yeah, I see how it is. Started a new mod game, got rid of old stuff, added some new mods. Oh, thanks, Steve. Still having the problem of Weapon and Pip-Boy being invisible. Have to save, then load to get it back. Wow. Trying to think. Yes, Sneaky, it is possible. Trying to think, Steve. There may be a mod that fixes that. Because I had a problem when I the pip pad made it so that that I lost my Pip Boy. Yeah, Sneaky, if you ask me to do it, I won't do it. How's that? Yeah, there may be a mod for that, Steve. That fixes that. But I'm fixing to do a full wipe of everything. Cloud saves and all. Yep. This is the main thing that we built here today, was like the trade depot area. So yeah. Oh, I haven't shown this off to everyone that just recently joined, so. It could be because it's adjusting the body model. I haven't heard of that problem, but then again, I stopped using body model mods. Well, now I'm just going to call you Niki. How's that? I'm just going to get rid of the S's. I'm going to call you Niki from now on. We have a Time Lord visiting us. Man, we've got Lost Travelers and Time Lords. On PS4,
say that one more time.
I said we have Time Lords and Lost Travelers. On PS4, if I delete the game and then reinstall, would that clear any problems? No, if you delete the game and reinstall, the problem you may run into is some stuff may be baked into your save, Stella. So, like, that's why I'm ditching all my characters. I'm literally starting from scratch. I'm going to delete all of my cloud saves, all of my local saves, which will get rid of all of my characters, and then I will uninstall the game, and then I will reinstall it. So.
Hey, what's up, man? It's gone, bro.
So. Well, Time Lord's, he's calling from either the future or the past. He's getting a little crackly there. He's working on it, though. And then we have Lost Traveler 23. Oh! Hello, Time Lord. Are you calling from the future, or are you calling from the past, Time Lord?
Can you guys hear me okay?
Oh, yes, you are a little quiet. Let me double check my settings, because that could be on my side, too. No, user volume is apparently...
I'm still trying to get used to this Discord. Hold on a minute.
No problem. Restarting with a builder character. So, Stella, you only had one character? Is that what I'm gathering? And you know, a YouTuber did put out a builder character build. Much like the Fudge Muppet guys put out, you know, the assassin character build. Yeah, there was a YouTuber that did a Wasteland architect build. Yeah, that to get rid of any possible problems, you'd want to wipe out all character saves and do a clean sweep of everything. But, you know, it may work with just doing the other way, like you've done.
Huh?
I got you, Stella. And then the is Lost Traveler 23. Just Fuller was asking who was on Discord, and you were away from your desk. So.
Oh yeah, I apologize about that. I had to take a call. Going to talk to somebody.
Yeah. He was saying you were too quiet. So.
Huh?
Which he was saying that you're too quiet, which is something I know better. So.
Well, I'm just kind of letting you do your thing, you know. Figured I'd stop in, listen, put in my input here and there, you know.
And for those of you that don't know, Lost Traveler 23 is one of the guys that I'm doing the podcast with, the gaming podcast. Insert 3 credits, and so yeah, and I work with him at the car dealership. So I have the platinum.
Okay, is that
and I
better?
finished. Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, this is Time Lord 1973, known as Richard.
Yes, this is Richard.
Yes.
Finish the game twice. Yeah, I hear you, Stella. It's time to just do the build through.
Finally got this thing working.
Yeah, welcome to Discord.
Well, I'm on bounce, guys. Thanks for letting me join in on the stream, man.
All right, buddy. So are we doing a recording? Are we doing a recording here in a couple hours or no?
Be available.
Oh, apparently the Lost Traveler is becoming lost. He's starting to break up. What was that again? Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, there you are.
There we go. Sorry, my thing's going all kinds of bonkers. Gonna be available until what's that?
7? Yeah, that's not gonna happen. That's we are not recording today.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I know you have you have a stream later today.
Yep.
Too, so it's like, yeah. So we got
We're definitely gonna have to figure it out. All right, dude.
Yeah.
Have a great afternoon.
Yeah, man. I'll catch y'all later. Everybody have a great day.
I wish for Xbox there was a mod that would put your mods in the correct order. Yeah, unfortunately, you won't see that, Steve. And here's why. Mods only affect the game once it's launched. So there couldn't be a mod that affects the game outside of launch, unfortunately. But there are some great tutorials for getting them in the right order. Nope, their next one won't be for 2 more weeks, Stella. They normally do every other week, but since next week is Labor Day weekend for us here in the U.S., they aren't doing one next weekend. So it'll be pushed off to the week after that, which is, I think, the 7th. Will be their next podcast. So, and it's getting dark again. So let's sleep. So, Richard, how is your day going today? Do you prefer Richard or Time Lord? I'll call you either.
Yeah, it don't matter to me.
All right. I think their next guest, Stella, is going to be Phoenix. At least Phoenix, if not 2 people. Now, what were you saying, Richard?
Yeah, I'm on my desktop with the chat and State of Decay 2 and running the YouTube on my laptop. So.
Oh, nice. Well, Sar was by himself. I was with Mark, Stella. So for those of you just joining, we are at the Container Fort, which is my crossover from State of Decay 2. This is actually a base that you can claim in State of Decay 2, and so I built it in Fallout 4. The scale isn't quite right. Their shipping containers seem to be a little bit smaller in State of Decay 2, so the whole settlement is a bit tighter. But this is almost spot on. There's 2 containers that I forgot to put in that were right here on this level, the same as the barracks, but I had already built the shell of the barracks and I didn't want to go back and replace it with the containers because I like what I did with the awnings for the barracks, so I decided to keep that instead of going back. So, but this is, the rest of the layout, the floor plan itself is identical to what you would find in State of Decay 2.
Why mess with perfection?
Yeah, I know, right? But the fact that I have a game where I can build a base from another game is pretty damn cool, so. Like when a mod says it must be at the top of the load order, but 4 other mods send it down the list. No, Silo, matter of fact, I don't have any of these containers open. And the biggest reason I don't is the doors. I was thinking about having like this door open or maybe even this one. The problem is they swing so far it clips into other stuff. And so I made them so that none of them were open because I didn't want to see the clipping, so. Yeah, I had a great time on that podcast, Stella. And Steve, when someone says it needs to be at the top of the load order, there are certain things that when you install it, because normally when you install a mod, it drops to the very bottom and then you have to move it somewhere. But some of those, if you notice, automatically go all the way to the top because that's how the mod is built. So one that doesn't automatically go to the top, but says it needs to be at the top, it's okay that it's 4th or 5th, because you need those other ones to load first. They need to load at the very top, which is why they put themselves, like the unofficial Fallout 4 patch, for instance, will always put itself right at the top of the load order. And that makes sense because that is the unofficial Fallout 4 patch. So it should be loading first. But general rule of thumb, well, you know, no, I don't want to misquote something. There are some great tutorials out there on setting up your load order. If you're dealing with settlement mods, you want them like upper middle, and you want to load the biggest mods first because they will take the longest to load because they're the biggest file sizes. So you want to stack your settlement mods from biggest mod to smallest mod if they're adding stuff in your build menus and stuff like that. So that's just a general rule of thumb. And then weather mods or retexture mods, those have their own little spot too. I forget which tutorial I used. I'd have to go digging for it. But there are several out there. Just do a Google search for Fallout 4 mod order. And I think I want to say it's a Reddit post. Or maybe it was over on Nexus Mods. It's one of those two. Well, I mean, it all depends on what you're using mods for. There are guys that, you know, that don't do any settlement stuff. They just want all the cool weapons, you know. But even those need to be put in a certain load order for them to work correctly, so... Yeah, even on PC, they don't have a they don't have something that automatically sorts their mods correctly either. So
that would be interesting if they did.
oh yeah. So, are you playing State of Decay 2 on Xbox, or are you playing it on PC?
Oh, me?
Yeah. Yes, Richard, I was talking to you. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be doing a thinning of the herd when it comes to mods when I do my wipe. Alright. Richard's having issues. It's all good. So yeah. 138 mods. Sweet Lord. Uh-oh. Here comes O'Brien.
What's going on, Vic?
What's going on, dude? I see how it is. You want to hang out with JPick instead of hang out with me. Yeah, I can hear you, Richard.
Yeah, what I was saying was that I'm playing on PC instead of Xbox.
Gotcha.
So it's a horse of a different color.
Sure. Absolutely. Now, are you playing with keyboard and mouse, or are you playing with a controller?
Controller. I'm playing with the controller, so it's actually interesting.
Brian, how you been, buddy?
Were you speaking to me, Vic?
Yes. Your name is Brian.
Oh, my headset cut out as you said Brian.
Oh, okay.
So all I heard was, how you been doing? I've been doing well.
Yeah.
My sleeping schedule was all screwed up, but I'm doing well.
Why is your sleeping schedule screwed up? That's a good answer.
Hold on 1 second, guys. I'll be right back.
All right. Apparently, we're having issues. And I want to welcome all the new people that are joining us. Man, we've got 19, almost 20 people watching. Well, for those of you that are joined recently, we're at the Container Fort, which is my homage to the Container Fort that is found in State of Decay 2, which is a base that you can claim. I rebuilt it in painstaking detail here in Fallout 4. And we have a workbench, or a workshop, a trade depot, an infirmary, and a kitchen area, as well as a barracks, a communications area, and a couple different gardens. So for those of you that haven't played State of Decay 2, you basically get a base location, and then you have a certain number of slots. You have small slots and large slots, and you can pick like the trade depot, for instance, and that fits in a large slot in the base, and you only have a certain number of slots in each base. And so I kind of mimicked what it would be like to have a small slots and large slots and stuff like that, and rebuilt it here in Fallout 4. I primarily used my Workshop Anywhere mod, not mine, but the Workshop Anywhere mod, to set up here outside the Boston airport, because this is one of the flattest locations in the game. Still wasn't flat enough for what I ultimately wanted to do, so I ended up putting down warehouse foundation floors, and then built the concrete walls around it. And this actually kind of works out because it makes sense that they would have some sort of storage facility right by the airport. And while the container sizes are a little bit bigger than in State of Decay 2, so the floor plan on this is a little bit more open, this is the same basic layout that you would find in the game. So, what's going on, Pedro?
Alright, I'm back, bud.
Welcome back, buddy. So why is your sleep schedule messed up?
When the wife's schedule switches around, I start losing sleep really bad.
I gotcha. So that's why you prefer to hang out with JPick than hang out with me. I got it.
No, I never said that. I was just asleep during your stream.
Well, I streamed
I know the
till
feeling sometimes.
I streamed till like 11:30.
I didn't wake up until 2 a.m.
Oh, and you're complaining that he kept you up till 5.
7.
You were only up 3 hours.
Yeah, but I only go to sleep until like 7 p.m.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. And you know I'm just giving you a hard time.
Which was about perfect time for your stream.
Right. Yeah, for you to sleep. Wake up late every day and find this both of it. Yeah. Well, and your time difference doesn't help, Stella.
Yeah, really.
Being 6 or 8 hours ahead, yeah, certainly does not help. Which is why I do this stream, you know, starting in the morning here, Central Time in the U.S., so that, you know, folks like Stella and anyone else that might be overseas can have an opportunity to sit down and chat with me while I'm building, or doing whatever the hell it is that I'm doing, wandering around the same settlement for a half hour. Of course, Stella.
How was the stream last night, Vic?
It was good. We did. We played The Witcher 3. So.
No State of Decay?
Nope. I decided to do something different, and so the title of it was "Now for Something Completely Different." So, hey, Plasman, and you too.
Well,
Helene.
it was.
Oh, it was definitely different, and it was fun. You know, I mean, because, you know, and I just picked up a character that I, you know, restarted the game with about 3 weeks ago. It was 2 or 3 weeks ago, I guess. And I hadn't done much with it, and so I was sitting here eating dinner last night. I was like, all right, got to get ready for State of Decay 2. you know what if I did something different? So it was dark and scary, Plasman said. Yes, it was very spooky. But, well, I mean, you're fighting monsters and stuff like that. Major victory. Good afternoon, Major. But yeah, so that was kind of fun. And then, of course, you know, I get the, well, oh, are we going to do more Witcher 3? I don't know. There's so much stuff coming soon that we're going to be streaming. First and foremost, Shadow of the Tomb Raider. I'm going to do that as a complete stream playthrough. I'm not going to do any Let's Play videos on that. It's all going to be Let's Play, but it's all going to be Let's Play live stream. So that shouldn't take too long. Probably 2 or 3 weeks. Depending on how far into the rabbit hole I go, chasing side quests and trophies and, you know, collectibles and stuff like that. And then the beta will be hitting in October for Fallout 76. So, yeah. All right, guys, I'm going to take a quick break here. I've been sitting in this chair over 2 hours. I need to stand up, stretch my legs, refill my glass here. So I keep looking over here because that's where my laptop is. So I apologize. Laptop's over here. Old webcam, new webcam right here. So, yeah. So if you see me glancing that way and I'm talking to you, it's because I have to retrain myself to look there so I can talk to you guys. So I got to refill the glass, stand up, stretch my legs. So give me just a couple minutes. Doing extra touch-ups. Well, I finished the build here, Major, and so we're doing little tours. And matter of fact, as soon as I come back from my break, we will do another quick tour of this place so that everyone can see it. Yes, you can go put on dinner, Helene, and I will be back in just a couple minutes, and I even have a nice little flip screen here. I did not spend $150 for a stream deck, even though I really, really like it, but I did build my own for free. Well, with stuff I already had anyway. So, I'll be back in just a second. All right, and we are back. Let's see.
Welcome back.
Thank you, thank you. Let's see. Plasman's having beer and pizza for dinner. Nice. Brian's having eggs.
Oh, I was commenting for you.
Actually, last night for dinner, I had a ribeye steak, a loaded mashed potatoes, and a steamed broccoli for dinner.
Going all in. I like it.
Man. Well, you know, I've, you know, picking up some extra work beyond what I need to sustain myself. So it's like, you know what? I'm going to have a nice steak and stuff like that. So, which is also why I'm building a new computer here in the next couple of weeks. So I may even do a build video on building a gaming PC.
That'd be nice.
How cool would that be, huh? Do a live stream, figure out some way of moving my camera so that you guys could actually see the table and everything laid out and putting it all together. Might be fun.
Yeah, I think I'm having brats tonight, actually.
Nice. So I think I may have pizza tonight. Chicken and fries with gravy. Now, when you say
me, it would actually be like chicken and rice.
Chicken and rice, yeah. See, I white rice. I just no hard pass now because I'm
Really
well. I'd much rather have like a long grain wild rice than a white rice.
Well, that's what it is.
okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. But again,
Yeah, I'm not necessarily gonna have white rice side or something like that.
Yeah. French fries. Okay, so French fries, Liam. Thank you. That was going to be my question. Because some people say fries and they don't mean French fries. So. But yeah, you know, for the most part, I cut out nearly all carbs day to day. But once a week, you know, I'll say screw it and have pizza, or, you know, I had mashed potatoes last night, you know. And I feel so much better because of it. You know, I'm not on my meds anymore, all that good stuff. So, but yeah, so I think I may have pizza tonight. All right, so for those of you that just joined recently, Major, we are pretty much done here at the container fort. The last thing that we built on today was the trade depot. We got this all filled out. Lots of stuff for trading in here. And so we pretty much wrapped it up. Say JoJo's? That's very interesting there, Plasman. JoJo's. Or is that Spanish, and are they ho-hos?
Chew.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Thank you. Spanish, that's fritos.
Now I'm going to spell J-O-J-O.
There you go, Strong Deal.
Yeah, I have less than... On a typical day, I have less than 10 grams of carbs. So, and that's net carbs. That's not total, because like I'll eat lots of, you know, Brussels sprouts or broccoli or any kind of cruciferous vegetable, and you know, because all vegetables have carbs, but you have to do net carbs, not gross carbs. So, and what I mean by net carbs is you subtract the amount of fiber that is found in a vegetable from the carb count, and that is your net carbs. So.
It's odd to think about carb counting, but I guess it's really not, because as a diabetic, I mean, I've been doing that for 27 years now.
Exactly.
Oh.
Yeah.
I've only been doing mine for like about 8 months to a year, so.
Nice. Well, yeah, and the keto diet in and of itself is pretty good. The problem that I have with the keto diet is that you miss a lot of nutrients because there are virtually no vegetables in the keto diet. It's all fat, all protein. So I run a modified keto is what I'm running.
Do you have a place where you have or got your diet, Vic?
Actually,
Like, did you find it online? Or?
A friend of mine who's a nutritionist turned me on to another nutritionist on YouTube. And he said, dude, I could sit here and we could sit here and talk about this for hours. This guy's already put together videos. And
wow.
So, matter of fact, I will. I'll put it in Discord for you, Brian.
Cool, I'll have to check that out.
Oh yeah, this guy is awesome. He talks about body types and different ways that you need to look at it, and you know, taking care of a fatty liver, which is one of the big problems that most diabetics have. And so that is his name. Just do a search for him on YouTube, and I put it in the Discord chat.
Okay.
And he has hundreds of videos, and this guy he's pretty damn good. So
yeah, I'll have to check that out. I remember right when I got out of high school, I was doing a lot of workout, and I was at like a 125, and I couldn't put on another ounce. And my brother had found a mixing powder, Mass XXX, and I had started drinking that for like 3 months, and it tore so bad. It actually put me in the hospital for 2 weeks with DKA.
Oh wow!
And,
Wow.
Yep, went from 125 pounds to 98.
Oh.
Really messed me up. And come to find out, the base of it was carbs.
Right.
And it was just,
man.
yeah. So, yep,
Yeah.
can't do that anymore.
Yeah, I don't use anything that that has like whey protein or anything like that. The only powder I use is actually powdered kale. So yeah, I used to laugh at people who said, "Oh, have a kale shake," or you know. Now it's kale all the time. And when I say all the time, hold on, I will be right back. I mean, all the time. Inside each one of these bags is 2 servings of kale, and that's breakfast. 1 bag is breakfast. So.
Nice. Yeah, I'd love to get back up to 125, 130. This 112 is killing me.
112. Holy crap, dude. I'm literally 2 of you, Brian.
Yeah.
Yeah, I use, basically I buy fresh kale, and then as soon as I get it home, I devein it, and put about 2 big handfuls in each Ziploc bag. And then as I'm sealing the bag, I press it down so it gets nice and flat, get all that air out. And yeah, so I'll buy like 2 or 3 things, like heads of kale, you know, the bounds or whatever they're called, the bushels, or no, it's not a bushel, but yeah, I'll buy the fresh kale and then I'll freeze it. And then the nutritionist that I was following on YouTube, he has a couple supplements. One of them is actually a powdered kale that has a chocolate flavor to it. And of course, it's all of his stuff is designed. You know, he does a slow dehydration process, so you keep all the nutrients and all that stuff. And one scoop of that powder is like a full serving of kale, and it's chocolatey. But then there's some other things that I throw in there too. So lots of nutrients. Apple cider vinegar is actually huge, especially for diabetics. Adding that into your diet will help you immensely because it helps with your liver, and because your pancreas is controlled by your liver. And so if your liver's not working right, then your pancreas can't work right, and then that means that your insulin levels are off. And so once you fix your liver, then your pancreas starts running correctly, and now your insulin levels, your natural insulin levels, are better. So apple cider vinegar.
You and me.
Yeah, apple cider vinegar helps fix a fatty liver. So.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm learning some new stuff right now.
See? Oh yes,
and that's
absolutely,
a problem
Major.
with diabetes in the broad spectrum, because type 1 is completely different than type 2.
Absolutely. And he talks about the different types of diabetes and what you can do to at least, because you can't fix type 1 diabetes. You are born with it, and you will it stays with you. Type 2, on the other hand, is something that you develop that you can actually kind of repair. And but yeah, there's certainly ways that you can make your life a whole lot easier as a type 1 diabetic. You just thanked the bus driver. All right, cool. Yes, Major, I've seen several videos by Thomas. Always thank the bus driver. Oh my God, what a crappy job they have. They deserve a tip jar. But yeah,
bus drivers here in Chicago. Oh God, what they go through and what they told me, not pleasant.
No, absolutely not. And they get up and do it again the next day.
Don't drive the drunk bus.
It's after 6 p.m.
Yeah, but what I don't like is when they had to go over and cut the times that the routes run. They cut them in half almost, and so it's like you're having to do a mad dash to catch a bus or a train trying to get home.
I miss public transportation.
I don't.
Growing up in New York and then moving down to North Carolina.
Oh, man.
They don't know what public transportation is.
Yeah, you talk to them about public transportation, they're like, say what? Huh?
Yeah.
I mean, where I was at for like 2 days, visiting my brother, the only kind of public transit they have out there is a bus that like goes around for like once every hour.
Jeez. Yeah, we don't even have that.
Really?
Yeah,
Yep,
we have no public
the only
transpo here either.
Huh?
We have no public transpo here either.
Yeah, they got this little bus that drives around, but you have to call them and set it up like a day or two in advance.
Yeah, that's what we have here. But that's for like the old folks that need to get to their doctor visits and stuff. So it's a great service.
Yeah.
Or to the casino.
Yeah. No, there's no casinos within like 4 hours here. So.
Well, where I am by the lake, I mean, all I have to do is just like walk down the street and I'm like right at the lake. So, and where they have the casinos at, they have them in downtown Chicago on the boats. And they also have the big Horseshoe Casino in Indiana. So they take like those tour buses or mini buses right there to those and blow all their money and then figure out where they're going to pay their rent.
Right, yeah. What would it look like if this place was under attack? It would probably be ghouls if they were coming by land, just because the ghouls would be coming from the airport. And obviously it would be Mirelurks if it were coming from the water.
Remember, 1 by land, 2 by sea.
Yeah, that's about it. But you figure there's only 2 doors. There's only 2 entrances to this whole place. Oh, I know.
Yeah, I wish the airport was a little bit bigger as well, Stradio. Oh, that's not even Liberty Prime in the background. Never mind. Wow, I feel stupid now.
It's all good. Yeah, what's interesting is that if you look at, you know, obviously the water has risen somewhat because there's a terminal here, but obviously planes. I mean, there's no runway here. There's no nothing. You know, so there's the airport should be much bigger than it is. As a matter of fact, I've never heard anyone mention the fact that there is no runway at Boston Airport.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that. It was like the only runway I've ever really seen was in New Vegas. And that wasn't even that big. What was the name of that place, Vic?
Oh, it was, you're talking about the one down south.
It has a little town next to it and everything like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody will get it.
No, it wasn't Camp McLaren.
No. Ah. Yeah, Camp McLaren didn't even have a runway.
Right.
The one that's right on the edge. And that was like a full airport terminal as well. Huh. I never thought about that.
Yeah. No, there is an airstrip down on the south end of the map.
Yeah. No, wasn't Searchlight. Searchlight was the ghoul infested place where they set off the dirty bomb, right?
Yeah. No, Searchlight Airport.
Oh, was it?
Yep. Yeah, you had Camp Searchlight, and then you had Searchlight Airport. Yep. Major gun.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the only one that actually had like a runway.
Yeah.
I'd like to see this kind of aerial view in Vegas to take a look at McLaren. Because we know that McLaren, Camp McLaren, is where McLaren Airport was in real life. Oxhorn video. Could have just typed in like I did in Google. Airport in Fallout New Vegas. This is Airport Fallout Wiki. Yeah, it's...
Now, when you do the, wow, now I'm forgetting about it. The workbench anywhere. How much of a build area do you have? I mean, that looks
pretty
fairly
good size.
large.
Pretty good size. And it actually expands beyond this. It goes out to about, I'm going to say right here. There you go. That's what I'll do, Major. Yeah, but, I mean, this terminal, I mean, this arm would only reach out to about here. That means that you'd have planes parked right here.
There's a fuselage to a plane.
Yeah. Yeah, so you'd have room for two planes
okay.
here. And then two more over here. But they're, what, parking in the water?
Do you think the water would have risen that much?
No, because if you look at everything else... If you look at all these piers and stuff over here, it doesn't look like the water's risen at all.
Yeah. Huh. I don't know.
Yeah. It's just an oversight on their part. Or it could be intentional. They're like, yeah, no. We want to put in this airport because it'd be cool to have an airport, but yeah, screw the rest of the idea, so...
Yeah.
Didn't really think that one all the way through, did they?
No, but that's Bethesda for you. Or you could just do concrete foundations out into the water for a runway. Oh yeah, they said that they said that the nukes actually shifted tectonic plates.
Could that happen? Like, I mean...
God, think of the power that you would need.
Well, I mean, nukes don't even detonate on ground. They detonate in... I mean...
Yeah, but I mean...
Theoretically, it's possible.
Right.
1,000 feet? Something like that.
Theoretically, they're creating a sound wave that could be strong enough.
I'm gonna strong to get on this one.
Well, the shockwave blast from anything can like rip things down to ground level. So, if all of them went off at once, it could probably do it.
Well, I mean, it isn't even the detonation that's meant to kill people, it's the fallout.
Right. Yeah, but the detonation sure did wipe out. I mean, just look at Los Alamos. You know, all the old videos that we have of real world detonations leveling buildings.
Well, when, what was it? Russia detonated this Tsar Bomba? I mean, that was felt countries away. I mean, windows exploding out of buildings and everything like that. I just didn't realize an earthquake.
Yeah, exactly, Strontium. The test bombs were tiny. But if you were at ground zero, you were still dead.
No, there wouldn't even be a body. You'd just be incinerated.
Oh, yeah.
Well, there's a video of 4 or 5 scientists that stood right underneath a nuclear explosion. I mean, it was detonated very high. And they all walked away from it for a month or two before the radiation got to them.
Right. Until their insides turned to jelly.
Yeah. You know, they're still having problems with the elephant foot at Chernobyl.
I wouldn't doubt that they're still having lots of problems. at Chernobyl.
Oh yeah. Yeah. $8.2 man earthquake. Jeez.
Mm.
We're just walking in the air. That's all we're doing.
I think the bob is funny. Yeah, they're not even worried about the sarcophagus giving out or anything like that. They think it's going to eat into the ground and pollute all natural sources of water. That it's going to spread even further because of that.
Well, you got to also consider that the foundation cracks is going to go right into the soil and everything else. So yeah, it's pretty screwed up.
Yeah.
But they recently did like what was that what was that one that was over in Japan with that title with that tsunami that hit it?
And that was talked about so quick.
Yeah, but they did
Chernobyl.
like thank you. Fukushima. They went over and did a what's that they took the technicians in there with some rovers with cameras, took a look at like what was going on with the water leakage and everything from the radiation. It's pretty bad. It's leaking into the ground and water supply, everything over there. So
Chernobyl didn't even evacuate for 3 days. Well, it wasn't Chernobyl that wasn't evacuated, it was Pripyat. But
yeah.
That pop major, I don't know what that was.
I think, yeah.
Oh, they're one Jamestown. Yeah, that five-pointed star in the ground for that fort looked like what they tried to predict was like the old Jamestown settlement. So that's why it's just popped out of nowhere. I said that.
You gonna be doing many more builds, Vic?
Well, I'm gonna be doing a warehouse series, a factory series,
Okay.
and then I'm also gonna do a building inside the Museum of Freedom.
Inside of it?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, I actually made the Museum of Freedom a fully functional settlement.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's a mod that I can't release. Ooh, bastards!
Wait a minute. You just pulled out a gun.
Yeah.
My head just broke.
There he is.
That kind of reminds me of that. What was that movie? Waterworld.
I've always loved Libertalia. This is such a great location. It's very interesting how they built it too.
Hey. I love that storyline, USS Constitution.
They're throwing grenades at me. That shit's hilarious. That's a mini nuke.
Do you still see the gun if you go into third person?
There you go.
That's a hell of a way to clear a place out, man.
Right?
Is that spray and pray?
Yeah.
I loved that gun until I went legendary hunting.
And now what's your favorite gun?
Good God. Well, here in Chicago, it's 8. It feels like it's 86. It feels like.
Welcome to
Jeez.
Texas weather.
And I was about to go out to the damn store later on tonight. Forget it now.
We're not even that bad in North Carolina. We're 83 with 92. It's been real cool at night. Like AC doesn't run at all at night.
Yeah, if I allowed it, my AC would run 24/7.
Yeah, but you have to constantly keep cleaning the thing out and just make sure it's all in working order.
That and it's ridiculous to have a $200 electric bill when you live in a one-bedroom apartment.
I'll trade you.
No, are you kidding? I got free weekends. My AC is set at 70 degrees right now.
Yep. Look up the history of Washington, North Carolina sometimes. Like, you'll find this place to be very hilarious.
I've heard of Washington, North Carolina.
Yeah. Little Washington. Yeah. We signed a $1.8 million contract to get a nuclear plant built here. We got fallout shelters, everything like that. And come to find out, the city council signed it with a company that was actually a cousin. So he gave him all the money, and then Washington backed out. Well, Washington's still paying for it, so our electric bills are stupid high. I mean, I only run my AC pretty much during the middle of the day, and still wind up coming home with a $384 electric bill.
Wow.
Yeah, in a 2-bedroom house. Stupid.
Yeah, it's like my brother. He's got our parents' old house, right? One of those old 1940s 2-bedroom cottage homes. And his electric bill was like close to $400 a month.
Yeah. Put it into retrospect, I mean, when I lived in New York and I had my own apartment, my electric bill was $62.
Wow.
And then I come down here, $400. Jesus Christ.
So yeah, I looked at Libertalia and how they built it in the creation kit itself, and basically,
Oh, that couldn't be fun.
well, I mean, it's actually pretty cool the way they did it. It looks like they built the floors first, and then figured out what angle the ship needed to be at to support it correctly. Because they already had all the angled pieces for all the legs and stuff like that. And so basically they just built this up, stair-stepping along, and then tilted the entire ship to match. But it's so beautifully done. I think this is one of the beauties of Bethesda is a build like this.
So basically an oil tanker on steroids.
Yeah. I mean, they even went so far. Here's the cabin, you know, and how it all just tied in.
I do love the ingenuity they had in the Fallout 4. With a lot of the places.
Alright, I'll take a little trip over to Glowing Sea. I ain't scared.
Mr. Strontium's home.
Yeah.
Now, do you have a clear weather mod on?
Yeah.
So you won't see the radiation?
No. And that's where I break the game. It just crashed. Just crashed. Yep. Isn't that fun?
What are you playing tonight?
I'll be doing State of Decay 2 tonight.
Mm.
Oh, I know, Storm. That's why I was skirting downtown. Oh, Strontium wants to see more Witcher.
That'd be nice to catch. If you did another play. As long as you don't play like FIFA 11, we're good.
No, that maybe I'll do both tonight, Strong. Right, dark and dreary, just like yourself. No, see, Major, I think you're lying. Because he doesn't build anywhere except Sanctuary. Now he's saying Witcher's like him, Major. Dark and dreary. That is a beautiful game. CD Projekt Red. That's The Witcher is the reason why I'm looking forward to Cyberpunk. Because CD Projekt Red knows how to make a game beautiful.
Did they ever really release those pins? Like, actually make them?
I
remember doing
I was
research
just
on eBay
on the
one time and
Bethesda
never
store.
found it.
I'm trying to think if they did or not.
I know they made like a Nuka-Cola one in the bottle cap. That was about it.
Yeah, you can
As far as I
order.
could find.
You can order bottle caps. I think that's where you ordered your from, right, Stronium? Did you order them from Bethesda? I noticed that they were all sold out last time I went over there.
Nope.
Oh, that's cool. Cannot go that way. Oh shit, I'm at the bottom of the map, aren't I? Can't go that way. Can't go that way. Yep, here's your glowing sea. Not so glowing. Oh, ha! Killed it again.
Nice, Vic. Do you have any locations near the glowing sea that you've found?
Oh, on this character, I have every map location unlocked.
Just fast travel.
People have all kinds of collections there, Major. There are people that are still stamp collectors. Oh, when was the last time any one of you used a stamp? Yeah, exactly. What's a stamp? Yeah, you can get a bunch of the different bobbleheads, like the one I got.
What bobblehead you got?
I have the explosives expert bobblehead.
Ooh.
It's not the one I wanted. I wanted the Lone Wanderer one, but they were all out of them when I was at QuakeCon. But you can order them off their store, and it was the same prices. The only thing that you'd have to pay for different would be shipping from the Bethesda gear store.
I have the energy weapons one. Got it for Christmas a couple years back. What's going on, Nasty?
Nasty. Got him. Alright. Let's go land this thing and then we'll fast travel.
Oh, you can't fast travel while you're...
No, you can't open the pit
Flying.
boy. You can't open the pit boy when you're in the...
Gotcha. Us PS4 users don't have anything like that.
If you ever wanted to see every location on the pit boy, there you go.
Jeez. Now, is that a mod, or did you literally find all those?
Oh no, it's a mod. I could fast travel to the crater if I wanted to.
I always found that funny. You can fast travel into a place or a location that'll harm you, but you can't fast travel out of one.
Right.
If we keep standing in this radiation, you're going to get sick.
Ooh, that's pretty.
So this is what the crater looks like when you're running a clear weather mod.
Oh, but you are still taking rads though.
Yep. Yeah, but it's
Even
like
with clear.
itty bitty.
Huh.
Yeah, shit, I could stand here for days. +1, +2 rads, come on.
Yeah.
You're just getting a suntan.
Exactly.
Who got promoted? I hope it was me. That honestly looks better.
See, and look, I moved out of the crater. No more rads. Yeah, Ada.
Oh. I can't hear Ada. I have the live stream muted. She's still stuck with you? Can't send her away?
Nope, cannot send her away. That's one of the problems with mods. That bitch won't go. I love the random fights. Glowing rad scorpions going up against a glowing death claw.
Mm. Strontium's happy.
Oh yeah. He's killed one.
Get him, man.
Place your bet.
Yep. Yeah, that's it, Ada. Get right into the middle of it.
I'll cover you, man.
Yeah, I've seen death claws go at it too, Major.
Really, I've never seen that.
Take care of that.
There. Finish that fight off. But I have to say that the crater looks awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, see, so clear weather mod strips out all the radiation except for where they've actually put radiation in. And that's why it's like less than 1 up here. There's Ada, she's still running around. Look, man, she runs fast. Especially with Protectron legs. Look at her, she's hauling ass.
Damn.
Yeah, it does, Major. Look at her. Run, Ada, run. Where'd she go? Anyway, yeah, that looks really cool. And yes, it does look like an Aurora Borealis. Or the Aurora Borealis. Strontium's happy. He's at home now. All right. Anyone else want to see a bird's eye view of something?
Stupid question. In Fallout lore, where is Nuka-Cola?
Nuka World? Are you talking about Nuka World?
Yeah, my bad.
It is... Honestly, I don't think they've actually tied it to a real-world location. I'm assuming that it is essentially the real-world equivalent of Hershey, Pennsylvania. So Nuka World is like Hershey Park.
All the way in Pennsylvania? I mean, I didn't know if it like took like the place of like Six Flags New England type deal. Because I believe that's in Massachusetts. I don't know.
Yeah, they don't actually say. But, I mean, if you think about it, you know, in Fallout 3, you go all the way to Pittsburgh.
That's what I was thinking. Like,
Yeah, it could be Six Flags.
huh. Yeah, it's not very obvious. Like, you know, the pit and everything like that. What place is that, Vic?
Sanctuary. This is my power armor. See, one of the mods that I got rid of, that's why there's no floors or anything like that. This was like my little power armor museum that I built on the water.
That was a fun build. I liked watching that one. It's crazy they're all still lit up.
Yeah.
And everything like
Yeah,
that.
everything's here except for the floors and the walls.
You had a problem with one of the corners, didn't you? Where you had to really glitch some stuff.
Oh, yeah. My poor bridge. Talk about a bridge to nowhere. Is it on that? Well, no, because, oh, yeah, see? Oh, shit. Almost crashed there. Yeah, you just have the marker that is the Nuka World Transit Center, but you don't actually see Nuka World on the edge of the map at all. Just the Transit Center.
Because Far Harbor is actually Bar Harbor.
In Maine.
Massachusetts, New Hampshire? I forget.
No, I think Bar Harbor's in Maine.
But that's... Huh. Where is Bar Harbor? Man.
That's what Google's for.
Maine. That's right.
Yes, the power
Just
armor
Google
tree.
that.
I like it, Nasty. That's funny, Dean.
And all the wiki says is Nuka World is west of Boston. Doesn't even give a true location.
See, I would think that they were going after Hershey Park. Because Hershey Park is an amusement park around a brand. like Nuka-Cola, you know? Look at all the wiring I did. Ugh.
Well, Six Flags New England is Agawam, Massachusetts. Huh.
So yeah, another broken settlement. Hence the reason why I'm starting all over. Look at these guys.
Agawam is definitely west of Boston. I guess.
This is always the spawn point for the Rust Devils. They always spawn right here. Take that, you red stag. You dirty red stag. Alright, so let's get out.
Alright, I'm back.
Welcome back. Hi, Die. Yeah, now that I'm looking at an actual map, it probably is not Hershey Park.
Where do you think it is, Vic?
Not Hershey Park. I looked up Hershey Park, and I don't think they'd be running a tram from Boston to Hershey Park.
No.
Hey, wait there.
That's a distance.
Yeah. Oh no! I hung it on a wooden post. Nice, Johnny. It's a dork. It's a dolphin shark. And here we are. Fucking Cortana. At the container for it. So for those of you that weren't here earlier, we are done here at the container fort. Well, I'm done here at the container fort. We put in our trade depot today. And of course we have our infirmary down there, our workshop, our radio command center, our barracks. Got a garden over there. Another garden over here. Then we have our kitchen eating area. Now that could be it, Major Victory. It could be the Coca-Cola, the huge factory that they have over there in Massachusetts. Well, welcome, Rashid. This was a lot of fun to build. I really enjoyed it. Because there was nothing, well, there was a plain fuselage here on this speck of dirt outside the Boston airport when I got here. And I cleared it all away, built up the containers.
Did you have to mess with this place in creation kit?
No, no, no. This is, everything here was done in game.
Oh, okay. Strontium, when are you gonna start streaming?
It's because they pee in the bottle, Strontium. That's why they stopped. Corona used to be made in Mexico, and now Corona is bottled here in the U.S. They found the Mexicans were not cleaning the bottles appropriately and doing all kinds of other nasty shit. Take a little bird's eye view. Thank you, Rashid. It was a lot of fun building this. Yeah, I wanted to avoid the creation kit as far as like making a place flat, so I went looking for a really flat place to build. And I knew that that would most likely be along the coastline anyway, because the further west you go, the more hills you run into and stuff like that. This place was actually flatter than Starlight, so it looks pretty flat.
I never realized
when you take a look at it, but it's not really, because if you look over here, right, you can see that even looking left to right, how much of the foundation you can see there, and here the dirt's actually, or the ground is actually coming over the top of the foundation. And this wall pretty much hides all the rest of that. But yeah. Yep, Major, and that's why you always wash your vegetables. Flatter than Ben's 90%. Yeah, but Ben Stein's smart as hell.
Now, will settlers flock to there or no?
No. No. Because it has essentially it has the happiness bug when which is something that you run into when you are trying to create a new settlement in Creation Kit. It's one of the problems that you can run into. That's the first sign that you know your settlement's broken when you're making a mod. Is that your settlement or your happiness is at 0.
Could you increase it to 50% with a robot?
No. No, it's a bug. It means that the settlement's broken. Yeah, the only reason I use this mod is to build wherever the hell I want to, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, you
That
can
is
see
awesome, Vic.
happiness is at 0. And of course the water of 3 is just because I have the little pump here. The power of 100 is because I have the generator over in this container back in there. Yeah, this is a build only. Now, if you wanted to turn this, if you wanted to do something like this, then Conquest may work. Yeah, see, look at this. I can scrap all of this. I'm still in the build area. I could scrap the whole damn airport if I wanted to. Well, of course, Major. It's the juxtaposition of, you know, all this water surrounding me, but nothing to drink.
Yep. Water, water everywhere, but not a drop of drink.
Yeah, I could have lined this whole thing with water purifiers, huh? Yeah, when I cleaned up Lexington using this same mod, I was able to do all of Lexington and never move the workbench.
Chew.
Bless you. Oh yeah, I did Concord during the Evolution Challenge. I was literally cleaning up the streets of Concord. That was the whole joke, is that Stu was here to clean up the Commonwealth, and he was literally picking up the trash. Yeah, that's how I got a good chunk of his first building materials, was cleaning up Concord. There's a lot of building resources found in those little debris piles. It takes a long time, because there's not a shit ton of resources in any one of them, but little by little, a little equals a lot. Yeah, that was one of the side videos that I did for the Evolution Challenge. It was like Stu's Adventures in the Commonwealth.
With your roommate, right?
Yeah, with my roommate.
All right, Vic. Well, I got to get a couple things done around the house.
Yeah, I'm fixing to wrap up here anyway. I will be back in a few hours, guys. And you know what, Stronium? I think I am going to do both. I think I'm going to do a... We'll do a 3-hour stream. I'll kick stuff off at, let's say, 5 o'clock. $5 o'clock, State of Decay 2. And then around 8 o'clock, we will do Witcher 3. So yeah, that's going to wrap it up for this video. And if you guys got any questions, comments, kicks, or complaints, go ahead and hit me up. I'll be posting this as a replay. So, of course, you can, if you are watching the replay, make sure to leave your questions, comments, kicks, or complaints in the comment section down below. You can also find me on social media, my Facebook page, my Twitter page. Yeah, just leave me a message. So until next time, Wastelanders, you take care of yourselves out there. This is Draco Invictus saying this has been the greatest day of my life. See ya!